Okay, y'all, good morning. It's Monday morning. Happy Memorial Day to everybody. Big shout out to all the vets out there that gave it all, man. They gave it all for us, man. So big shout out to you guys and all the families, for all the military people. Without you guys, we don't exist out here. So yeah, big shout out. So today I'm going to be going over here to, it's about, I don't know, it's about an 1.5 acre cut. They had a lot of work done over there. I don't know if I have done a video. I've done a video over there plenty of times, but I don't know that if I've done a video over there and showed the kind of issues that they're having over there. She had a big tree fall in the house. She got a pool. And it did a lot of damage. And then I think that she might have got beat by the contractor. But was it because they left the ground terrible? And she's been such a great customer of mine. If she lived real close to me, I would take my skid steer over there and I would damn power rake, you know, the backyard for free. But she lives about 25 or 30 minutes from me. So it's kind of hard for me to go over there and you know, for free. So, but maybe I can talk to her about, it's the same place where she had that tree fall in the back, and she told me if I wanted to get the wood that she'd give me $500 to get all that wood up, and I never did do it because, well, there ain't no money in firewood. Firewood is the, and I'm not a dig at nobody, so firewood is at the bottom of the labor. Yeah, firewood is at the bottom of the labor pool, man, because there ain't no way that, well, there ain't no way that I'm gonna buy all the equipment that I got and then do firewood. I mean, I just ain't gonna do it, man, because of the simple fact that it's just, so labor intensive that it ain't happening. When I was 35 years old, it wasn't a bad deal for me because I didn't have no equipment, right? You know, but now that I got equipment and a bunch of customers and smart with my money, I don't have to do that kind of thing anymore. I can, I'm not too good to do it, and it's not a dig at nobody that does. Firewood, there have been some seasons, even here in Georgia, where I've made $8,000 in an offset doing firewood. Of course, it probably cost me 2 or 3 to do it, but I don't do firewood no more. But see, right now what I do is I'm planning for the fall. Yeah, well, Ray, man, you better wait. You ain't worry about getting through the season and all that. Well, it's a given. We're gonna get through the season, and it's a given the fall's gonna come, and I'm gonna be ready. Again, I'm putting the grind down. So me and my stepson was looking at some of my equipment over the weekend. You know, what was it? Saturday night. And he's real mechanically inclined like me, you know, except for he's like 20 years younger or something like that. Anyway, so we were looking at the Ferris, and he spotted where it's leaking from. The Ferris has a leak, and the leak is right under the water pump. So I'll show y'all that today. I have the Ferris with me. I'm going to run the Ferris today. Well, it held over $100 worth of fuel. You know, I'm going to use some of that fuel, man. I mean, it didn't even put a dent in it the other day when we was over there at the 14 acre cut. I do know that my other X mark should be ready here in the next few days, maybe this week sometime. But the Ferris mower, y'all saw, and I'm sorry, on the last video, I thought I had music with the striping or something, but I didn't. So I'm, you know, sometimes I slip, man, on these videos because it takes so long to do everything. And I have a $2,500 computer, and it still takes a long time. So kudos to all the folks out there that do videos. I mean, it is a lot, you know. Of course, my videos are long and drawn out, and a lot of editing. So, you know. But anyway, I'll show y'all where it's dripping from. It looks like it's dripping out from under the water pump. I don't know if the gasket's out or what. I might have to get in there and be able to see it a little bit better. But the water pump, I'll show y'all, it looks like it would be difficult to get to. It looks like in order for me to get the water pump off, and see, the thing with me, if I take the water pump off, I'm going to want to put a brand new one on. I'm not going to want to play around with the seal and all that. I want to, you know, if you're going to go through the trouble, it looks to me, and I'll show y'all a video, so you can see that the water pump, you got the water pump, the fan, the radiator, and then the seat. There's no room anywhere. So my thinking is I'll have to take the radiator out, all the way out. And the radiator doesn't look like it'd be that hard to take out. It looks like 4 bolts and, you know, a couple of hoses. But if I can pick the radiator and slide it out, then I can go right in from, you know, from behind the seat. You know, you pick the seat up and you can go right in from there and pull the fan off and get to everything. It looks like that. Of course, I have to look at it a little bit closer before I actually take on the endeavor. I'm not going to do anything until I get the other mower out of the shop, the surging mower, because the Ferris is running great, and the temperature is not, you know, it hasn't ran hot other than the last time we were at the 14-acre cut. It did not run hot the other day. Of course, I'm more proactive too. I'm making sure that it don't run hot. I'm making sure that that temperature gauge stays where I can deal with it. And 200, my mechanic, my diesel mechanic, he said 200 is okay, man. It'll run fine on 200. He said you start getting up past 210, then you start having problems. So we don't want it to run hot at all. I mean, if I could keep the damn thing down to 150 degrees, that's better than 200. But 200 is fine, he said. So I know I might have some people coming to comment, well, that's too hot. But I'm just going off what a mechanic said. And he works on cars, trucks, and dump trucks, and he does not work on heavy equipment though. I mean, he can, and he wants to get into that, but because he knows there's more money in it. There's a lot more money in working on, you know, bulldozers and skid steers and excavators than there is working on cars and trucks. That's what he says. I believe him, because I know I pay a lot more money to have somebody fix my Bobcat than to have somebody fix my truck. So that's another a problem that's identified, right? Identified the problem. A lot of times that's the hardest part on, you know, on mechanical stuff, is identifying what the problem is. I knew it had to have been leaking water somewhere, and since I've only been putting water in it since it started running hot, I've just been putting water in it, you know, because cooling's pretty expensive, and I didn't want to waste cooling, you know, so I've been putting water in it. And considering I don't use the Ferris that much, then, you know, it's fine. But my mechanic told me the other day when I was talking to him about it, you know, because he's my buddy too, and we were talking about it on the phone, and And when he found out that I'm just putting water in, he said, man, he said, Ray, you need to get some freaking coolant put in it, man. Some, 50-50 coolant. So I did. Of course, I put the coolant in it, and it drips out. So that's where me and my stepson saw it, because we could smell the coolant coming out of it. See, water you can't smell. So, and it's a drip. And I don't think it drips when it ain't under pressure. I had to check. We just found that out the other day. So we figured that out, and I even looked at the logistics of how to fix it. What it would take to do that. I'm gonna have to get the exact. It's a Perkins engine. I'm gonna have to get the exact. They call it a Cat diesel, but it's a Perkins. It's got a Perkins nameplate on it, whatever that is. I know what Perkins is. Y'all know what Perkins is too. So there's that. I'll definitely be checking that out. And then so then we pulled the Bobcat up to the garage, and I wanted him to help me look at a few things on the Bobcat, as it was running. And we cranked the Bobcat up, we ran it, just looking at it, and this was Saturday night. It's hard to do anything during the day around my house because it's so freaking hot. There ain't no shady tree nowhere. It's just so hot, man. But I always get a nice burst of energy when the damn sun goes down. I can do more in 2 hours from 9 to 11, mechanically wise on all the stuff than I can any time during the day. During the day, it's just about survival when you're out here. It's just about getting the jobs done, and whatever goes wrong with the equipment while you're doing that, you band-aid it until you get home, and then you can look at it. So, considering I don't use the Ferris that much, then there's that. So we're looking at the Bobcat, and I tell you what, everything on the Bobcat looks great. My stepson didn't even realize that didn't even notice that it had been on fire. I had to tell him. He said, it doesn't look like it. And it ran, it looked good. Now, and it's all dry. There was one little place where, as it heated up, the oil on the engine started smoking some. Not a lot, just very little. You couldn't even probably see the smoke if it hadn't been for the flashlights that we had. So illuminating everything. The machine ran for about 45 minutes to an hour. And yeah. So I squirted some of this degreaser on it, on the back of the engine, and squirted it off and cranked it back up, and where the oil was coming down, it wasn't coming down no more. So and it ran for about an hour. So Bobby is very, it looks as good as it's ever looked as far as in the belly pan. There's no fluid nowhere. There's nothing. It might be the cleanest it's ever been, because I've washed the thing about 4 times in the last 6 weeks. So keep our fingers crossed that nothing comes up on it. But you got to be testing these things. A lot of guys are coming in the comments and they're saying things like, hey man, I wouldn't run that thing, man, I'd sell it. Yeah, but I want to damn run it. I got to run it, y'all. I ain't got no choice. Because if I don't run it, then I can't earn with it. And I need to earn with it as jobs come up. Hopefully I'll get that job of cleaning out that playground area. Hopefully I'll get that job. but you never know, right? I mean, and hopefully by then she will have an answer on cleaning out that area too. Not only do I want to clean out that area for, you know, for the money, of course, but I also want to clean out that area to make it nicer for them and for me as a lawn care person too. So I can, you know, make things look a lot nicer. It's hard to make things look really nice when customers tie, well, they don't tie your hands, but the property ties your hands, because there's only so much you can do with a lawnmower. And, you know, so, yeah, I mean, and Zach would have worked today, but I figured, you know, I'm trying to keep my expenses down best I can, and we're going, me and Zach will crank it back up tomorrow. I got about 3 that I'm going to do today, just kind of ones that are out, you know, out a little bit, and well, the ones that I want to do, you know, where, you know, they're easy to do, and this one's a big. The reason I'm doing this one is because, well, it's just necessary to do this one today while I can, and then I don't have to worry about, you know, spending 2 hours. This is because by the time you go out here, do the job, and come home, it's, you know, it's a couple of hours, and me and Zach can spend our time a lot better than that, you know, because we got a lot of properties that are a lot closer, you know, and we can, you know, y'all know, man. Of course, I done went up on a lot of the prices too, and that has an effect, because if we got 8 yards on a day, and I don't win up $10, $15 on every one of them, that's creating an additional $100. Well, the way the density is, I'm not spending an additional $100 on fuel. I'm spending an additional $30, okay? You know, for that day. So I'm breaking it down for that day. And if that's the case, then that's $70 more that I'm making profit. That's a whole nother property that the mowers are not having to do, that we're not having to spend an hour at or nothing. Gotta be thinking like that. Which enables us to free up time. I mean, ideally, it would be so sweet to be able to make, you know, money doing lawn care 4 days a week, and then maybe 2 days a week do Bobcat work. Your profit margin would shoot through the roof. It would go through the roof. Okay, y'all. So, y'all seen this one before. Y'all seen it 100 times. I'm gonna put my boots on, and yeah. These are some pretty good boots here, y'all. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of them. They're King, and they're slip-on boots, and they're waterproof and everything. They're really nice. Of course, you know, it gets kind of hot, you know, but yeah, these are nice boots, man. They're lightweight too. Okay, so today what I did is I pull up on the driveway over here, and then I go on and weed eat this area out here, you know, and then I'm gonna cut me a place to park right here in the shade, and then I'm just gonna back the truck up into the shade there. But I went on and weed eated what made sense, you know, just because when I get on the lawnmower and get going, I don't like to have to stop a whole lot. I always weed eat first, y'all know, because I like to be able to walk the property and weed eat and move things out of the way. So on the lawnmower, I don't have to keep stopping and all that. So yeah, that's where we're at, y'all. We're gonna be rolling with the Ferris today. You see, the Ferris has, it has grease ports on top of the spindles. I mean, this Ferris is just, it's just a well-built machine. Look how beefy everything is, man. There's two of them. I'll show y'all the water pump. I'll show y'all this water pump. Y'all see it? It's right there. I don't know. I see it right there, and it's leaking on the bottom of it. So, in order to get all this off, it will be a lot. But you see how they got, I mean, you see how they got this plate right here? You'll take this off, but I'm thinking the best way to do it, and I don't know, I haven't looked at any videos or nothing. I think the best way to do it is to take the radiator out. Then you can pull everything off that way. See, once the radiator comes out right here, and that's only 4 bolts, you only got 4 bolts holding it in. So yeah, you pull that radiator out, man, then you can go right in here and get to everything. See, the fan, everything. But like I said, this is not pressing or nothing. There's only, y'all see, there's only 782 hours on the machine. I filled it up. It wouldn't hold that much water this morning. So that tells me that it only leaks when it's under pressure. So, yeah. And I got the 2,000 hour X-Mart here too. Y'all can see this tire. Look, it got caught on something. I need to cut that off. It got caught on something on the edge, but this is about 1,000 hours on that tire right there. So, yeah. About time to change the hydraulics and all, the hydraulic fluid and the filters for the hydros on this machine. So y'all see, you see this right here comes up. This is just a screen. I mean, they thought of everything when they built this Ferris. Everything. See, I believe the radiator will come right out really easy. I don't know how you get in there to get that bolt though. You see that? You're gonna have to pull some stuff off. Yeah, it just makes sense to get it from over here on this side and work this way, right? The starter on the Ferris is right here. Y'all see the starter? But it's pretty clean, man. I'm gonna have to get, and y'all see it's got a Perkins label, right? Y'all see that Perkins label right there, and then it's also got a cat model label. So yeah. But anyway, this is the one we're gonna be cutting. I'm gonna cut this. This is Bermuda grass. I'm finna cut it real short. I mean, I'm gonna put it down way low. First of all, I'm gonna cut me a place to park though. So yeah. picking everything up either. But look. See that? Getting on up to 200. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn this one off. See, since I put coolant in it, I can smell coolant. See, so that was one of the reasons why I'm parking in the shade right here, nice and neat. So yeah, so I can smell coolant. So that's one of the things that I haven't been able to smell because it hasn't had coolant in it. So I know, that's another sign that, well, it's leaking, obviously. I've seen the leak, so I know it is. So y'all saw what I did to this tree right here. I just went around it with some hand snips, man, and just snipped all that stuff off. I'm fixing to get on the X mark though, because I don't want to run this thing hot. We ain't got to push it. But I definitely wanted to use it some because I got so much money and fuel in it. I mean, like I said, about $100 worth of fuel in it the other day. And I could continue. I could probably finish this job with it. But I need the X mark to be able to, like, I'm gonna use the deck. I'm not gonna pick all these limbs up. So I'm not gonna be picking up branches. I'll run over them and drop the deck down onto the ground and push them to the wood line. So, but this camera's fixing to go dead already. I hate the freaking GoPro. So you guys can see right here, I lowered the deck down, turned the blades off just to push this stuff away. So, yeah, man. Y'all, so I got done with that one. It did take me a little bit long. Usually it takes about an hour and 20 minutes, but she paid me some extra because, well, there's a lot of things, had me a Sammy. And all you guys have a happy Memorial Day. Peace out.